Hi guys, I'm Aaron.
I'm John.
And we're doing Whiteboard. And we talked before, so this is going to be, we'll show more progress so far. But yeah, so I don't know if you guys remember us, but so why Whiteboard? Because agendas are annoying. I don't like doing agendas and stuff. And an LMS is never accurate. And the teachers control it. The teachers don't always update it, but with our system, the students update it, and it has student control. So these are our goals. We want to help remember assignments, track grades, and prioritize your schoolwork. And then for groups, we also want to have academic progress tracking, so that you can see, like if you're in a fraternity or honor society and your members are failing classes, you can see that and talk to them and make sure they stay up to the par of what they need to be to stay in the club. And then we're using Python, Django. You guys know that, web stuff. So progress so far. So I have a couple quick screenshots from the beginning of the summer. You can see this is our original section profile page. So if you were a part of a section and you looked at the section, you would see this. And then this is the dashboard. The dashboard is basically the same. It has a couple more things. It's more fully featured, but and then we're going to jump into a demo and show you what we have now. So you can see, I'm not cheating. This is the actual thing. Is that good? Seems weird, but okay. So you have, this is your dashboard. When you log in, this is what you get to. You can see upcoming assignments and when they're due, their point value. And then on the right here, you have recently completed assignments and the grades you have. And then you have your the classes that you're enrolled in right now. So if I go to the computer science class, so you can see now that we have, there's more, there's this added weight section over here. So now you can have assignment weights so that you can weight assignments and the grades actually work. So that's the other thing. Before, grade calculation wasn't implemented, but now we have grade calculations. And you can select by type. So if we go to our grades page, you can see recent. You can see our grades for the class. Click on the class, you can see more. It breaks it up by weight and then averages it. And yes, I know that's a 1. So yeah. So that's basically it. There's also basic profile. I got rid of. So we have groups worked partially implemented, but I am working on making it deployable. So I got rid of groups because groups is broken and not going to be working for a while, because the main guy working on that is not working on it during the summer. So I just put it to a different branch. We're also working on usability. We're using Foundation, which is super nice for different screen sizes. So if I go over here, I start zooming in, at a certain point, it doesn't look, I'm making this look better. It's not that great right now, but I think if I do this, it should look a little better. Yeah. So it's not just ugly and weird when you can go to small screens. And also making it super easy to edit items and like autofilling to save people time, because you don't want to be wasting time entering stuff. And then I've been working on the deployment too. And then John is our math guy, and he likes playing with algorithms. So we're trying to hook, besides helping with the other stuff, he started looking into how to set up our. One of the goals of the project is to make it so that when you have all your assignments upcoming, and they're all due like tomorrow. It's like, which one do I do today, and which one do I wait until tomorrow morning to do? Something like that. So
right, yeah. So our goal, basically, with this algorithm is to maximize your GPA by helping you make the best choice of when to do which assignment. So I started working recently on this. This is what we have so far. First of all, can everyone read that clearly? Yeah. Okay. Course credits. Okay. So you don't want to spend too much time on a course assignment that's worth 1 credit compared to a course assignment that's worth 4 credits, right? Also, what do we have? Assignment difficulty. Okay, so we're gonna give the user the choice to label the assignment from a number of 1 to 10 according to what he thinks is the difficulty of the assignment, what difficulty he thinks it's gonna be, and how much time it's gonna take him to do it. Wait, I really like that. First off, we don't have to classify into tests and homeworks and quizzes and all that. We just use the weight of the assignment, and basically they all fall into the same category because they're all a number. They all count towards your grade. And of course, the due date. If you have, say, okay, some of you may have taken Chem 1, and they usually give you the next month's homeworks to do. So you don't have to do that if you have an assignment that's due, say, next week. So that comes into play as well. You might have noticed that the course grade is not in there. So this thing is a beauty. If you get one assignment per course per semester, works perfectly. So we need to add the course grade, because say you're failing a course, a 1 credit course, and you have a test on a 4 credit course the next day, at the test, and an assignment for the 1 credit course next day as well. Probably want to do the 1 credit course assignment, because if you fail, that's going to impact your GPA a lot more. So we want to work into that as well, taking into consideration past performance. Also, I'd like to have the students say how much time it took each assignment to complete. So that's gonna be incorporated into the algorithm to calculate, maybe predict how much time future assignments will take. And also one more other thing that we need to do is for courses that have labs, so like biology, it's like biology 1010, biology 1960, which is the lab version of it. You get 1 grade for both of them. So you don't have to spend as much time working on the lab as much as into the class, because the lab just counts for 1 portion, so it's just a weight of the entire class. So we need to do that as well. So for the algorithm. I think you're gonna.
Yeah, and then so in the future, as we're starting to deploy, like it's just gonna be a beta deploy, kind of just like testing the waters, messing around with, like, I'm using Amazon Web Services, and I'm also, which is totally new to me, so I've been working on that. But also we want to make, potentially, if we get the mobile websites working good, that's fine, but also like everybody likes native apps, so we might be able to develop a RESTful API and then create an app for it, like on Android or iOS, and then obviously finish the group functionality that I was talking about earlier, but that's more on BERT. So, and any questions?
Yes.
For the algorithm, if you consider possibly taking user data for the length of time an assignment actually takes, rather than just basically length of time on the way to the assignment. For example, if I have an assignment worth 5 credits for bio that's going to take 10 hours, or an assignment for the 1 credit course that I can finish in 20 minutes, it might be better to prioritize that assignment so you actually get it down rather than start a bio assignment when you will finish it.
So that's something we're definitely looking into. The problem is when you start doing like that detail to start off the bat, we have to make it like we're asking the user to input a lot of data, and like that, like I feel like people like jot down a homework assignment and then move on, and like we kind of want that amount of ease. So if we start getting that detail, so we have to fight between the ease versus the actually getting more relevant
We're
data.
putting an optional box in the, when you go to fill out your completed assignment that says optional, how much time did this take you?
Yeah.
And then you could just have a slider there where they can slide between 5 minutes and 2 days. You can put that in and make it optional.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely sounds good.
So if you wanted to work in your current course grade in the algorithm, would it be smarter to do like difference between your current GPA and your current course grade? So that way if you're like a B student, having a B minus in the class wouldn't be as bad as you have a 4.0 and Hell had a B minus in the class.
So your question is,
If you had just like your whiteboard account like track your current GPA,
right?
so if you had a 4.0 and you had a C in a class, like one of your current classes, it would prioritize that much higher than if you had like a B minus and then a C in the class, because it's closer to your GPA and it's not that affected as much.
Right, yeah, from what we've done, we're doing now, it's gonna prioritize, the C minus course first, because we want you to achieve the best maximum GPA possible. So yeah, it's gonna set the C course first and then the B.
Another thing we were talking about too is making so you can prioritize by department too. So if you're a comp sci major and you're getting a C in a comp sci class and you're getting a C in psych, which is kind of crazy, but if you get a C in psych and a C in comp sci, and then we could make it so that we do that. You're like, hey, you should probably work on your comp sci class more than your psych class, even though that's really bad, but you know. So make it course specific too. So, or if you're taking like a Haas class that you might drop anyway, you might be able to avoid that differently.
Have you thought of setting up something that'll take into consideration sort of a threshold from like A minus to A? And so if you're like 1 point away from going up to an A,
Right.
and then another class is like 5 GPA or 5 grade points from going to like a B or B minus, it'll prioritize the A.
Right, we can definitely do that. I did think about it a bit. We can have it like on the side, like as an option to the user, and be like, this is how much work you need to get done to get an A in that class. Yeah, definitely good. Back there, yeah.
Maybe you'd like to, as an alternative to having specific time for each assignment, you have just like a short, medium, long.
Just like a checkbox or
Yeah,
something.
like a quick checkbox or like a green, yellow, red length one. Where green would be like anywhere from 10 to an hour. Yellow,
Yeah, it's definitely good.
Yeah, that would make putting input easy too. You just
Yeah,
like,
so you don't have to think about it. You just be like, well, this might take me 10 days, so. Like that.
Yeah, I'll just ignore it for 9 more days.
Any more questions? Do you guys think you might use something like this, or is it stupid?
Definitely, especially for the UI, you can do something awesome.
Yeah. I want, like, the main thing is for me is I use random things all the time to write down my homework, and I want one place to do it. But then also that has the grades too, and I don't know. Not everybody hates LMS as much as I do, but I hate LMS.
You know,
Yes.
I know myself, I spend a lot of time every once in a while trying to calculate my grade.
Yeah.
Where I am in class, and it's pretty frustrating, because not all the grades are up, or it's not weighted correctly, or I don't know the weighting.
That's what I actually came out. Burke and I were like talking about this, and like one of the things I hate is when like at the end of the semester you're trying to figure out how much points you need to get on the final, and like with something like this, you wouldn't need to calculate it every time. You just look at it.
Right.
So
That's great.
awesome. And thank you, Sean Sullivan, Goldschmidt, Morgan.
Actually, for some assignments that take a long time, it's a good idea to form groups and work in groups, and then it takes less time. But then if somebody works in a group, they're probably going to put a smaller time in there. Are you going to have something for, like, or at the very least, we strongly suggest you use a group for this, or something like that.
Yeah. The other thing is we could take it, and since the section, you can see all the different users, and like we have access to all the data for the section, and they're all sharing the same assignments, but they just have different student instances of the assignment. So we can have like the shared assignment have like an aggregate average of the time that people estimated. So even if you didn't estimate a time, we could say, hey, it probably, like other people are saying it's taking this long, so you might be able to.
Well,
work that
also,
in.
if somebody wants to work, doesn't know if they need to work in a group or if they should work by themselves.
Yeah.
It might be useful just to say, everybody suggests you should be working in a group for this. Do it.
Yeah. Sweet. Yep. Thank you guys.
Thank you.